Hello, trading has closed on the 11th of June 2024. I'm going to do this video a little bit early because I have personal business tonight, so I don't know how futures will open. So we do our disclaimer first. It's my trading plan for tomorrow, which is June 12th, 2024. Please remember my calls can be wrong. Trade at your own risk. Also, I have personal business. And also we have some major economic reports coming out tomorrow, and even though I'm going to make a call, these economic reports can influence my predictions in the way that is not particularly predictable. Look for the pattern today with the early high regardless of where we open. Tends to be a rally day with a high near the close, and that's what we got. We didn't like yesterday's action. We said that, here's what we said. We said as long as Friday's all-time high is not broken, we're looking for a pullback, which should be quite tradable. We got the pullback early, and we said we probably wouldn't get a big move today because of the announcements tomorrow. Well, how does the new high, which crosses this old 53.7509 target, change things? It doesn't. When we hit this high here, I said it wouldn't make a difference to me if we went over it by a penny or two. That's close enough for me, and we still are calling this a major high, even though I think based on somebody else's work, this couldn't have been the high. This one can be the high based on his work, but I don't think it is. Doesn't mean you won't drop first. During the day, MEJT said this drop is not for keeps. We should recover. Now says the rally's not for keeps. Gives us a target 53.5430. Unless we gap up smartly, that's my call. This is a rally day with 10 minutes or so less than that left to trade. We were under all this action from the last couple of hours. We then get a wall into the close. That's not the time serious money buys with abandon. And we don't know how we're going to open. But at least 50% of the time when you have a wall into the close and you hit a new high, you're going to gap down. And if I'm right about the timing of this, we'll get down under this low. We still have resistance at this line. This count hasn't changed a bit. The only thing which has changed is we have a rally right into resistance, because these numbers aren't only targets, they're also resistance areas. Tomorrow's pattern has the early high regardless of where we open. There is a lower MEJT target unless we gap down smartly. The rules call for it to print. The Consumer Price Index report comes out before they open tomorrow. Federal Open Market Committee announcements at 2 p.m. Eastern. I can't predict the response to these reports with any degree of accuracy. I'm going to make a prediction, just keep this in mind. That being said, we have a wall into the close and we stopped at a resistance level just over a target. I said over the weekend besting the Friday's high by a penny or so wouldn't change anything. I'm just going to stick with my call till I'm proven wrong. This is an ideal setup for gapping down at tomorrow's open and undercutting the late rally, which started too late to represent institutional buying. And if I'm wrong about that, it should be clear before the open. So it's the pattern with the early high tomorrow. That doesn't tell us where we open. Everything I said about the high previously is still present. This could be what Trader Vic calls a 2B top, where you break the old, there's a challenge to the old high. You break it and then promptly reverse through it. This is the par, which broke the old high. So if we close under this bar here, that's a sign of a major top, or at least a very tradable top, just going under today's low. And that I don't know how we're going to respond to these announcements, but I'm still negative over the very short term. And if we gap down under here, and if we trade, or better yet, close under this low, I think everything's in place for a sizable drop here. And that's today's call.